Man, does it feel good to be a Detroit Lions fan heading into this week. And depending on when you're watching this, you might already know the outcome of the Eagles-Seahawks game. And if the Eagles do beat the Seahawks tonight, then the Lions have clinched playoff berth for the first time in 7 years. And if we beat the Vikings this coming weekend, we will clinch the NFC North for the first time ever. It's a great time to be alive if you're a Lions fan. So this video, thank you for joining and watching, by the way. I'm going to start the highlights right now, and feel free to just watch. And, just if you want to, you can listen to me talk. I'm going to be talking about a few different things. We're going to talk about the game itself over the Broncos. We'll talk about the NFC North. We'll talk about playoff matchups. We'll talk about the NFC and, playoff seedings a little bit. And then we'll talk about the NFL as a whole and just, what this game means for the Lions moving forward. So if you want to hear me talk, feel free to listen. Otherwise, feel free to mute and just watch the highlights. They're all just Detroit Lions highlights. So feel free. It's up to you. I really don't care. But we're going to go ahead and get started in this video. So we'll go through the game. It's kind of just going to be a quick game recap. First quarter, the offense struggled a little bit. And it was starting to kind of look like the same offense we've seen the last few weeks. Just kind of 3 and out. Jared Goff under pressure, not making great throws, not being able to move the ball downfield. And then all of a sudden, and by the way, the defense played a phenomenal first quarter. Outside of that first play to Jerry Jeudy, after that, the defense stepped up. They made that turnover, which was one of the bigger differences in the game. And just like that, the Lions go into the second quarter, tie game 0-0. And then all of a sudden, it's 3 straight touchdowns in the second quarter. We go up 21-0. The defense played phenomenal. That was the best half of football the defense has probably played all season long. I know they held the Falcons to 6. They held the Bucs to 6. They had some good defensive performances earlier this year. But to go out and just hold up 0 points in the first half might be one of the first times that we've done that. I can't really remember if we did that already or not this year, but it was an amazing first half. 3 straight touchdowns to end the half as well. And then the second half comes along. Defense slowed down a little bit, and that's okay. They started to click on offense. I started to get a little bit worried, but our offense, man, that was probably the best offensive performance. You can look at the Panthers game earlier this year. This was probably one of the best offensive games that we've had. We went out and had 5 straight touchdowns, and then ended up finishing the game out with 6 touchdowns out of our last 7 drives. That is domination. That is complete domination. We just dominated this game from start to finish. Offensively, defensively, it was a near perfect game, and outside of the first quarter, offensively, we struggled. And then the third quarter, defensively, we struggled. But in my opinion, that was a full 4 quarters of football. That is what the Detroit Lions look like when they play 4 full quarters. And if you don't follow my podcast, by the way, it's just Motor City Sportscast on Spotify. I always give out, game previews where I talk about my 3 keys to success. This week, the 3 keys to success were taking care of the ball and winning the turnover battle. And then it was the defense stepping up, holding the Broncos to 20 or less. And then it was the offense moving the ball downfield, not stalling on drives, not going 3 and out, and finishing and scoring on drives. They did all 3 of those, and I said, if we do all 3, we'll win by 20 plus. If we do 2 of the 3, we'll win by 7. If we do 1 of the 3, we'll lose by 3 or 4. If we do 0 of the 3, we'll get blown out. We did all 3 of those things, and that's why we won by 25. When we take care of the ball, when Jared Goff, I saw a stat, when he doesn't have a turnover, the Lions are now 6-0. When our offense is able to move the ball downfield and put our defense in good positions, and Aaron Glenn coached, and that was one of his best coach games this year. We look like a top 5 team in the NFL. That was the Detroit Lions that we've been waiting to see since, week 5 or 6. It's been a while, and it just feels good to finally see that team back. So what does this game mean for the Lions moving forward? What does it mean? Well, we've been waiting. As a Detroit Lions fan, I think we've all been waiting to kind of see that big win, that just, over a good, decent team that's, been a top 10 team these last few weeks. They've won 6 of their last 7. Hottest team in the NFL. Russell Wilson having a great year. And then we just come out and we stick it to them. We just completely demolish and just 42-17, 6 touchdowns in our last 7 drives. Defense holding them to 17 points. Say what you want about the referees, that wouldn't have made a difference. You want to give them 4 extra points, go ahead. Referees didn't. Well, it wasn't even that bad. People were complaining. It really wasn't even that bad officiated of a game. It wouldn't have made a difference either way, so it didn't matter. this was the momentum changer we needed. We've been waiting to see this game for the Lions. We've been waiting to see that big game they come out and play 4 full quarters, and they finally did it. They did. And like I said, we've been waiting to see it. And now they finally did it over a good team. Heading into our last 3 games of the season, this is going to be the momentum builder that we need. This is going to be the big win that we needed to get back, moving to what we just kind of doing what we were earlier in the year. We were just rolling. We were 5-1. Looked like a top 3 team in the NFL. And it's kind of been an up and down season since then. Had some good wins, had some bad losses, but that win right there was by far the best win of the season, like as in domination. Like we just completely came out and we dominated. So moving forward, that's going to mean a lot for us. This is the momentum builder. This is the game-changing or the season-changing game. I love it. That was just awesome. Iffy Melifonwu, huge game. Jared Goff, wow, near perfect game. 5 touchdowns. You're insane. Jahmyr Gibbs, stud. Dave Montgomery, stud. Amon-Ra St. Brown, stud. Jameson Williams finally gets some more touches, and look what he does. He had a great game, stud. Even Hutchinson was all right. I still don't get why he's not getting sacks, but he's gonna have some more opportunities. So if he can finish the year with like 2 or 3 sacks, I guess that's all right. But he needs to step up a little bit more. But he's still getting pressures. He's still making plays, so that's good. Other than that, defensively, it wasn't like a ton of standout players. It was just a good overall game by the defense. Vildor, I forget his first name, but Vildor had a nice game as well. So it was just great to see. And that's really all. I mean, it was a great game for the Lions moving forward. Playoff picture, it's looking like it's probably going to be the Rams. It's probably going to be either them. I don't think it's going to be the Seahawks. I think the Rams really are. It's going to be them. I think they're going to be the 6th seed, and we'll probably play them. It could be the Packers if they win out, but it's looking like it's going to be the Rams. And how ironic would that be if we played Matthew Stafford in our first playoff game and we beat him for our first playoff win in over 30 years? That would be hilarious. But that's really all I got. It's a shorter video. I just kind of wanted to run through some highlights, talk a little bit. I didn't talk about everything I wanted to. But obviously I'll have more videos coming out in the future. Make sure you listen to my podcast as well. Talk a lot on there about interesting stuff that, I don't always cover on my videos. So make sure you listen into those. Motor City Sportscast. Follow my Instagram, motorcitysports.313. I appreciate every single one of you for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button. Comment what you think about that game and what you think about the Lions moving forward. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.